Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Blaze and welcome back to Forever Stranded Lost Souls. In the last episode, we were working on a couple of things. Mainly, we have this awesome paper shuriken, right? Paper shuriken. Kind of useless because, well, you wouldn't really want to use paper against your enemies, especially when we're going to be fighting a wither here soon. Yeah, it sounds like a terrible idea. So yeah, we made a paper shuriken. We got some levels. Just so you can see, these are my current skills. I've been kind of upgrading them as I go. I'm currently working a little bit on gathering. I want to be able to pick these guys up. But there's a couple of things we're going to need gathering for. And we were making the igneous extruder, which works pretty good. We get obsidian from it, and that's pretty much all we can say right now. So what are we going to do today? Well, you see, this thing, while good, is also kind of bad. We have to manually put everything in, or we need to get some more fluid conduits, and not conduits, fluid ducts, that's what they're called, and servos and all that kind of stuff, and it's annoying. We also have some steel in there, but yeah, we're going to fix that today. We're also going to be making 2 new weapons. We're going to make this paper shuriken actually good. And to kind of see how to do that, we're going to need to make a book. So we're going to... we need to make a filament. And I think it goes in here. Filament is string. Yeah, it's going. Alright, I've also done a lot, and I mean a lot, of mining, sifting, I guess, and all that kind of stuff to try to get some stuff together. We're going to leave the cobalt. We'll get what we want when we need it. So yeah, we're going to be making a bunch of things today, and hopefully it'll allow us to do some cool stuff. Something to kind of note, though, our farm has been doing pretty good. They're still underneath. Okay, not worried about them. Our farm's been doing pretty good, and I went out exploring for a little bit. I don't know if we can tell. I just kind of walked around, was picking up quartz and trying to get levels and all that fun stuff. And I was mostly looking for quartz and lapis, because we're going to need those today. I also, if you can't tell, was cleaning up some stuff to try to get some dirt. More just trying to get room. But, yeah, we've got a lot of things to do. And let's put those away. And then we have a bunch of things. So nickel blocks. Let's go ahead and make a bunch of those. Lead. I probably should have kept those in the block form, but whatever. Silver. We are going to use a little bit of silver today, but that's fine. Aluminum can be compressed back down. Yeah, we're just going to get a bunch of blocks, and eventually maybe we'll get more storage, but for now, not that big of a deal. So let's put most of this stuff away. Wow, we have so much lead. I need to stop smelting everything. We also have a full entire thing of silver, which is also kind of, and nickel. Wow, we have a lot of resources. So yeah, we need a book, and the book is going to help us do some stuff. Super specific. But no, I was making some dirt between episodes, mostly just because I came up here and I got tired of these guys being full, like they currently are. And I made some stuff with the string. It doesn't really matter too much, but I also took a lot of the apples and turned them into dirt. It's 10 apples per dirt, so not too bad. Whew, we have a lot of paper. That's good. We're going to need some paper today. Okay. So, by the way, the thing I did with the string, I made the woven cotton, and I'm storing a bunch of it here. Nothing really to say about that, just kind of is what it is. Anyways, we're going to need some stuff and things. So we'll make some blank patterns. We're going to get paper. Is it seriously a hit is a shaped recipe? That is so weird. And we're going to make materials anew, which is something we probably have lying around somewhere. But I looked and I looked and I couldn't find it. So we're going to make a second one. And what we need this for is pretty simple. We're going to look up what the different materials do. So yeah, I don't know if I ever had one or not. We have one now. It's probably somewhere. Also, we need to repair our pick. So let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, so materials in you. There's a lot of really cool things that we can do. And there's a lot of tool materials we can use. Now, we have this Ender Amethyst. Not Ender Amethyst. Can we get... Oh, who knows? There's a lot of things we can use. And we're going to kind of look through some of this stuff and see if it's any good. So something... the main thing that I want to see is, like, you know, what do these things do? So, crude bonus damage against unarmored targets. He who must not be named. Bonus damage accrued for each entity of the same type as the target close to it. Okay. Starfishy. Oh my gosh. It does things. And I don't know what it is. So yeah, we can use this to kind of decide what materials to use. I know a few of the materials that we're going to use for our paper shuriken, and we're also going to be making a Shuriken Rapier. So that is something to kind of keep in mind. And I want to be as prepared as I can be for the wither. Of course, before we can fight the wither, we gotta get some skeleton heads. So that's a thing. You know what, while we're deciding that, let's go ahead and do something else real quick. So what I want to do is I want to make it so that we can come over here. We have 34 buckets of water, and I want to be able to hook this up to the igneous extruder along with the lava and automatically input. Now, the problem with that, I guess we can do that and that'll be fine. So if we put this on the bottom, it's not going to go in. And the reason is auto input is unavailable. So why is that? Well, there's augments, sure, but the augments can't be used. And it's actually not an augment that's preventing it. What it is we need to upgrade our igneous extruder. Luckily, it's pretty cheap. A bronze gear and some invar and redstone. We might have to go to reinforced. We need 20 building for that, but we have that. Hopefully we don't need to go to Signalum. But we can go to harden first, and if that works, then we'll stop there. If it doesn't, we'll continue on. So we're gonna need 2 redstone. 1, 2. 4 bronze. And 4 invar. Let's go ahead and take, like, a stack of iron. How much iron do we actually have? We have not that much. Okay, so let's get 10, 11, 12. And then, actually, if we want, let's do 16 and 8. That'll be good. And then we can kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and make some alloy. Turn that off. Dump these guys in here. And we'll get the ingot cast back. We're going to need a good bit of gold for all of the stuff we're going to be doing. But we'll get to that later. So, yeah, we're going to need a gear. That looks like a gear. Throw that on there. And for the record, the reinforced upgrade is electrum, hardened glass, and a silver gear. So not that much more difficult. So as soon as we can get a little bit of invar, in fact, we're going to do that just so that it will make invar, and then we can get a little bit of it out. That'll work. So we're going to get a bunch of obsidian for the sole purpose of getting reinforcements, which are going to require some cast golden casks, which is not too bad. We just use gold. And yeah, we just got to decide what we're going to make the shuriken out of. And something that I want to, whoops, wrong thing. Something that I want to make sure is if we look at, where is it? Nickel, silver. Silver has the ability Holy. Bonus damage to undead enemies. That is one thing we're going to be using for a couple of different things. Specifically, we're going to... let's get the first... We're going to need 4 ingots of Invar. Specifically, we're going to be getting that for the... Well, for both of those, we're going to use one of the blades. So we have 4 blades with the paper shuriken that we can use. Each one will have a different thing that we can do. So that's going to be kind of cool. One thing I want to see, modifiers. Fortified. No, not fortified. And I realize I can click the little arrow at the bottom and that'll work better. Reinforced. So, yeah, multiple levels. And I believe it's 5 that we need for a perfect... For a perfect, I don't want to say it, unbreakable tool. That's what it's called. Unbreakable, perfect, whatever, same difference. But yeah, so we're going to make a manual and rapier. So that's going to require Ardite and Cobalt. And we're going to turn this off for a moment. And we can probably get away with it. So we have the 4 things we need. Let's go ahead and make the hardened upgrade kit. And really neat thing about this thing, it's installed. So can't auto input yet. That is a shame. Put those in there. There's 5 more ingots. Let's turn that off. And actually, what does Invar do? Let's see. Tools. No. Tool materials. Invar is probably in here somewhere. I mean, there's nickel. Nickel has Nick of Time, which is Brink of Death with Ender Pearls. That's weird. Black Quartz has Devil Strength. Bonus damage to non-overworld mobs. Interesting. That might be interesting to use. And then some of the stuff we don't actually have any ability to use. I don't see Invar. So I guess we can't use Invar. There is Mirian. That's boring. I don't think we can get Mirian anyways. But like Manulin is going to be obvious to use. We're going to be using Bone for the splintering. Or Fractured. I don't actually know which one it will do. But that does more damage. We're just basically going to make this thing so it does a lot of damage. Alright, so we need to make the next upgrade. So Reinforced, that's 4 Electrum, Silver Gear, and 2 Hardened Glass. We should have most of that stuff pretty much ready. Let's see. We have 1 Hardened Glass. And if we want to make... We're going to need to grind up an obsidian. Then we're going to need silver, electrum, and a piece of lead. So lead. 4 electrum. 4. We'll keep 5 on us because we're going to need a little bit of silver. Actually, we should probably get a little bit more. But 4 for now is all we'll need. So yeah. What do we need for this? Okay. Which silver gear. So the other kind of question is, what are we going to need for the modifiers for like the sword? Because the sword that we're going to use is not going to be... The reason I'm using the rapier is because it has a fast attack and it does more damage to armored targets. Something that I think will be useful later, but... Oh, right, we got to pulverize that too. but not something that's super duper like important otherwise. So why are we using it? Well, because of the speed. The modifiers we're going to be putting on into it is looting and probably quartz, which is damage, sharpness, and our shuriken will also have that if we can get that. So we have the hardened glass, we have the gear, we have everything. Let's go ahead and make reinforced and hope that this is good enough. Oh, I do need signalum, and that requires cryothium dust, which is not easy to get. Oh man, we need a blizz, and those don't spawn in the nether because they don't spawn in the nether. Alright, so I'm gonna have to farm up the obsidian if we want the reinforcements, but we can at least make the stuff. So in order to do this, we're gonna need to get some gold smelted up, and you know what, we're probably gonna want a good bit of gold smelted up in there. And we're going to get manual, we're going to need some parts. So we need, the shuriken requires, is it knife blades? Yes, we need a knife blade made out of stone. And then we're also going to need a sword blade and a, is it the crossguard that we need for the rapier? Yes. So we're going to want that as well. So, part builder, sword, and this. Cool. Give me my cobblestone back. Take those back. And we should be okay for the rest of the stuff. So, let's go ahead and start making some casts. So stone knife blade is going to be the first thing. We're going to throw in a piece of... I realize we can't put any silver in while there's gold in there. So we make the knife blade cast. We'll get that later. Let's go ahead and... How many does this require? Material cost 1. Perfect. We're going to manually knife blade. And then we're going to need another one. But we're going to need 2. And then let's get the cross guard. The knife blade will keep on us. And that's also going to be silver. And then the stone sword blade. And then we just turn that on. And we're going to make some casts from gold. They're going to be blank casts, but it doesn't matter because that will work. And I don't think it will try to make anything else. So we go from 6 to 4. Make the manual and above. We'll get the invar out. And then... Okay, let's just turn that off. Just to make sure. And one more. So that will be 5 blank casts. We made the manual and knife blade. There's 1. Alright, next is the sword blade. We're going to go ahead and put in 2 silvers. Because we're going to make our cross guard out of silver. And the reason for that is to give the sword holy. Because there's a lot of things that are going to, well, die to that in the nether. Alright, so we'll get that. And the knife blade. Cool. So we have a bunch of stuff. We have 2 of the knife blades. We're going to get a third that's going to be the... whatchamacallit? The bone. And then we'll have to decide on the last one. That's the only thing. And one of the best ways to do this is just kind of decide what's going to be the best thing. You know, like, not necessarily what's going to do the most damage or anything like that, but kind of what's going to give us the most profitable modifier without giving us something bad in return. So knife blade pattern. I considered doing obsidian. I don't know that we will. Part builder. Let's get a bone knife blade. And then the last thing that we're going to need is we're going to need a tool rod of some sort. And honestly, I think with tool rods, we're going to be best to just use something simple. I'm really tempted to do a black quartz. You know what? We can do a black quartz knife blade. And what's its stats? Attack is pretty good. Mining, see, modifier for a handle does not give any durability, but it's not awful. Also gains various chance to gain various benefits from. Okay, so there's a lot of weird things. There's a lot of very interesting qualities that this stuff has. Bonus magic damage. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. What's the emerald look like? Because I saw that there was an emerald. Terra firma. When this tool is in your hand, you will heal over time. Okay, it does pretty good for the modifier, but I don't like the ability. Okay. Bloodwood. Depending on the amount of, so it does more damage over time. Its modifier is not awful. What other kind of wooden materials do we have, or nether specific? None that I really like. Okay. Decisions. It's just a part. We can replace the parts. It's press. Not very good. Okay. Let's go with, I think for now, emerald wasn't bad, but it didn't give any good qualities. There's also, oh man, decisions are hard. Lumium. Illuminati, so interesting. Basically makes us invisible. I don't know if that's really useful. The higher your health, the more hearts you do. Interesting. You know what? Let's go with that. So we gotta set this guy up for just a second. Grab some redstone. And this is, of course, just for a... unless we have some already. We have some void crystals. What did the void do again? I don't remember. Void crystals for bonus damage against unarmored targets. And it's pretty even. In terms of, like, what it gives. You know what? Let's use void crystals instead. And make a handle out of void. Can we do that? Yes, we can. Cool. So let's go ahead and make our sword. And has a good bit of damage against unarmored. And we can use it. So it's pretty quick. We're also going to get some lapis. I don't have that much lapis. We took a stack. We have a little over another stack. But we have one modifier on here currently. And that's what we're going to give it, is luck. That way we can potentially get more stuff. Now, I do know, and I kind of just remembered, I kind of forgot, to be honest. There is a modifier we could add to this, which is beheading. It does require ender pearls and obsidian, though, so I don't know that I care enough about that. I just want a little extra luck to get the heads. By the way, I killed a special enemy and got a thorns. I also, because I was exploring, I went pretty far, and I encountered a purple enemy. So if you don't know what a purple enemy is, there is a chance, especially as our difficulty rises, that we'll see enemies that are surrounded in like a purple flame. They are very dangerous. They are very powerful. And I plan on running from basically all of them. Okay, so what's the last one that we're going to do? I guess we could, actually. Tool materials. I guess I don't like the elemental. I mean, the elemental doesn't sound bad. Emerald actually has a pretty good attack. Let's go for it. We should only need one. But let's grab our knife blade. And do we have to smelt that? We might. We might actually have to smelt that. That's okay. We can do that. That's not a problem. So let's try. The only other thing that I'm worried about, we only have 3 modifiers on this thing, so we are going to need to do something about that. Let's go ahead and smelt an emerald if we can. Okay. It's seeming to work. We'll get a knife blade. I'm going to put this book away. And then I think we're going to head to the fortress and do some experimentations on how good our stuff is. We're not going to worry about any other modifiers for now. Eventually we will get more obsidian so that we can make more reinforcements. As you'll soon see the reason for that. Because the secret is, it's not actually because of the durability per se, but rather what it kind of gives us otherwise. Alright, that's about halfway done. So I guess while we're waiting, we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will be 5 more obsidian. We'll kind of keep making obsidian. It's almost done. I really just don't know. There might be a way. And something else we can talk about while we're kind of waiting on this stuff. One, we might want to make... what is that? Tree fluid extractor. You know, I don't care about that right now. Shurikens we're done with. Reinforcement will keep up. Cobblestone generator. We can upgrade our cobblestone generator if we get a little bit more gathering. So that's part of the reason why I've been doing that. Molten emerald. Alright. Give us an emerald knife blade. And hopefully it will be worthwhile. Okay, so let's make this. We'll add our first reinforcement modifier to it. And before we do anything else, let's go ahead and dump this stuff off. We already have a tree fluid extractor anyways, so that's good. We also want to put this stuff away. And I didn't grab the thing. So the problem that we're going to have, and this is the main reason we want the modifiers, is how much is left? Okay, let's make another knife blade, I guess. I wasn't expecting that to be like that. We can make another one. How much is a gem worth? Can we make another one? No. Alright, we're gonna just waste the rest of it, because why not? It doesn't really matter. And let's get the ingot cast back. So yeah, I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, whatever. We'll put those in the parts. We have a part chest up here, so we'll just put that in there. Okay. So we can throw these guys on here. and even give it the modifier. Actually, do we have to do the modifier first? Okay, so if we just do this, give it a modifier, and then it will lose all the rest. Okay, so we'll have to add the holy later. But the big problem with this is if we look at this guy, its durability is, or ammo is 61. And if we put another one on here, its ammo is going to be 70. That's 70 shots. But if we can get the reinforcement to 100, then, well, the ammo will be infinite. Its durability will be infinite. And we don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, that's all there is to it. Obviously, picking up the ammo after we use it, it does have a chance to break, I believe, but our accuracy is 100. Everything about it is really good. So we'll see how well it does. But let's head off to the Nether Fortress and see if we can't find a Wither skeleton. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this or if I did this last episode or not. I added another door just to make it look a little even. Looks nicer in my opinion. Having two doors. Granted, it's a flat cobblestone building, but it looks nicer. So let's head off. I can never remember the best way to get around to the Nether Fortress. I think coming from above would probably be easier, but whatever. We're going to head up here. And hopefully we can find some wither skeletons. And hopefully they will give us their heads. There is a quest for killing stuff and things. No. Is it thermal? No. Where is it? Because it's not survival. Here it is. Extra additions. We need the drop of evil. If we can get the drop of evil, which is a drop from wither skeletons, then we'll have basically access to a couple other things as well. Now I heard a skeleton. Oh, and of course it's a crazy colored skeleton. If we're not careful, we're going to die very, very, very often. And I don't want to. I don't want to die. That's usually a bad time. But we do need to be careful. Let's see. Is there any... we're getting close to the Enderman. I believe the Enderman's up above us. Yeah, he's not happy. Let's run through there. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just... not only do we have to get lucky with the spawns, we have to get a wither skeleton that's close to us. And there's a lot of, like, things that just have to go right. We need them not to be one of the special ones, ideally. There's a blaze. There's the Enderman. Okay, remember not to look at the Enderman. Now, blazes can't actually get... Like, they don't fly. They just kind of hover. Like, they do fly, but they don't fly to you. So it's something to kind of remember about them. Yeah, that skeleton's still there. Oh boy. I don't like this fortress. This fortress is awful. And like if we go down here, it leads to another path, but it's not particularly useful. There's a ghast. It's awful. Everything is awful here. There's a spawner up there. I guess we can run through here. Never have done this. clearly there's ores that are very easily retrieved. But doesn't really lead us anywhere. There are a ton of fortresses around. They seem to be pretty common. Not that going to another fortress is going to do too much for us, but you never know. Let's go ahead and grab the nether lapis. I don't really care about the gold. The lapis is actually really hard to get. It's a fairly rare drop from a sifting thing that you usually don't want to do. Just because the sifting is like, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's not one that's, yeah, we don't want to mess with a spawner. Spawners are not good because of the difficulty thing with the special mobs and all that kind of stuff. They get really, really difficult fairly quickly. And spawners spawn multiple monsters. That means multiple chances for having nasty mobs. Don't really want that. Okay, I'm so glad we're fireproof. That was one of the best things I ever did. Alright, so we're up here. There's something over here. It's like slightly above us. I think it might be the Enderman. Oh man, I don't think we're going to find anything today. And I'm not going to waste your guys' time searching like this. At least not too often anyways. Let's... Yeah, nothing has changed in the spawn, so there's nothing's despawned or respawned or anything like that. As far as I can tell. Other than those guys. They're rude. So yeah. We're gonna have to kind of wait around for a little bit, I think. And hopefully at some point we'll get some good spawns. And hopefully this Rapier will be pretty good. Something was taking damage. That was weird. Feels like something is overish. I think that one blaze is right above us. I don't really care about the blazes though. So let's run back and I guess let's go to the base and end off the episode, I guess. Not much to say or do. I wanted to test our new weapon, but oh well. I'm going to work on getting more reinforcements so we can get some more of the durability stuff. And then next time, there's really not much to do at this point other than to progress more or to work towards the Wither and all the various things we need for getting to the overworld, which FYI is going to be awful. Alright, let's just back up from that. The other thing we can do is, of course, level up. I don't really care about that stuff. Let's just go back home. Ignoring the gas. I think the thorns hit us. You know what? We might have despawned stuff. Let's go check one more last time. Because if I find some skeletons, I will probably do some off-camera skeleton hunting. Just because that sounds like a better plan. But I want to show off the sword a little bit. Otherwise, I'll just kind of wait around and try to get some stuff recorded when I see some sort of monster I want to actually fight. Because that's the other problem, is I don't necessarily want to fight all the stuff that's in here. This guy is still right here. Oh, that was dangerous. Oh, and we're going to be backpedaling. That's right, this sword backpedals. Is there a spawner in there? Actually, it might be. So this sword has an ability that backpedals, so we're not going to be able to block. But as you can see, like, it resets pretty quickly. just run over here. Let's just get out of here. I don't know if we can get rid of the back pedal without changing swords, so that's a shame. Oh well. I guess that's going to be it for today's episode. Kind of an anticlimactic end, but you can see how quickly this attacks, and that should help a little bit. But our main weapon is going to be the shurikens once we get those kind of maxed out to what I want. And then we'll go from there. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!